Well, hello, and here we go. Welcome to Magic the Gathering Arena. I'm PepperGrinder here with Rolling for Loot, and today we are going to do a playthrough with Simic Merfolk. So, my first video today, I had said I was going to go through just the economy of the game, and I didn't really get the mic working, so we're going to give it a go right now. So, I've had the game for about a week, and overall, it is a bit grindy, but it's pretty fair in its reward system, so I'm just going to go over everything really quickly. So the big one is getting booster packs. You can get 3 a week, which is going to come to you at 5, 10, and 15 wins. The packs themselves contain about 10 cards, and you have the chance of getting a wild card, which is a mechanic we're going to go to over in a bit, but I just want to go over the basics really quickly. This reward, I haven't seen a max to it yet. It says it resets daily. I don't know if there is a max, but you can be rewarded with every win you get with a card. Now, it does say common card, but I've noticed that you can get anything from uncommon, rare. I actually got a mythic, so it's all extra cards, and you really need to grind out those cards. You'll also get a quest each day. You can switch it once per day, depending. Like in this case, it's red-white, and because I don't run any red-white decks, I haven't really had a chance to, so tomorrow I'll try and switch the quest. And you can have multiples. I'm assuming it's going to be a lot like Magic the Gathering duels from Xbox and online, that you can get a maximum of 3, but after that you're pretty much just waiting out for the next one. But they do come to you every 24 hours, and it's a pretty big reward. 300 gold. I've seen it range from 200 to 500, so it's a pretty fair range. Now, the big reward is actually up here, the vault itself. So after you've won your packs and you're done your quest for the day, you are encouraged to keep playing, because each card that you get goes towards that percentage. When you finally do get to 100%, you crack it open and it's got a few packs. It's got a whole bunch of interesting cards. Last time I believe I got an uncommon, a rare, and then a mythic, so it was a pretty good haul. And you also have a chance in there to get the wild cards as well. So what are the wild cards? So wild cards themselves, you can find them when you're building your decks. So if I went into the Simic Merfolk deck that I built, and you'll see them right here. So basically what it is in this game, you can copy any card that you already currently own, depending on which wild card you have. So because I have a mythic and 6 commons, I could go and copy any of the commons that I have, any of the mythics that I have, and basically add it to the deck. Now, while this is really good if you already have like the key cards for a deck, where this is causing an issue is if I'm opening a pack hoping to get something that I really need, like say for my red-green dino deck, to basically get it to a competitive level, I could instead get a wild card, and that really hurts the ability to have multiple decks going at the same time. And unfortunately, you know, in this case, as we'll probably see with the Simic Merfolk deck, it's really hard to build several decks, but henceforth, the grind of a free-to-play game. Overall, I did like it. I did start with a few of the wild cards to start, and that's what I kind of built my vampire deck with. So overall, I think it's fair, but it does make you want to buy packs. It does make you want to do that. So with these up here, you also have your gold that you win through the games and all those quests that you can do, and the packs themselves cost 1,000 gold. So it does take a bit of grinding. I'd say you can roughly get, depending on the quest of the day, you can get anywhere from 100, or sorry, you can probably get between a pack and a half a day, but you're really not going to get too many packs. It really depends on how well you play and how lucky you get. Other than that, the game itself is really pretty basic. This is the beta, so they are saying that we're going to get to draft at some point, which is going to be excellent. Sealed is going to be something that you can do. Obviously, there'll be a difference between the paid and not paid versions of it, so you can supply decks, as my understanding, or you can supply packs, and then you'll be able to jump into it, which is also going to be really cool. But enough with the admin portion of the podcast. Let's go on here and go into the deck that we're going to be playing today, and that is Simic Merfolk. So generally in Standard right now, if you're going to play a Simic Merfolk deck, what you're really doing is playing a lot of low creatures with value. Unfortunately, I don't have all of the cards that I would want, specifically Kamena. So in this case, I've kind of built it around a 1/1 counter strategy with adding spells for evasion. So I'll start off with the mana curve that we have here. You're going to see that I'm playing a lot of the 2 or less. That's most of the deck. Now, a lot of the cards that I'm going to show you at the 2 drop are either going to give us card draw or they're going to give us something that's going to help us out. So in this deck, we're going to run 2 Deep Root Elites. The Deep Root Elite is it's a 1/1 for 2, 1 colorless and 1 green. And anytime a Merfolk enters the battlefield, you can put a 1/1 counter on any Merfolk you control. That's going to be where we try and base it around. If we get one off of the hop, we're going to try and utilize that. We're running 4 Merfolk Branch Walkers. This is actually one of the power cards, even in Standard now. It's a 2/1 for 2, and when it enters the battlefield, it explores. So we'll get to look at the top card of our deck, and if it's a land, we're going to put it into our hand. Otherwise, Merfolk Branch Walker will get a 1/1 counter. And a 3/2 for 2, that's pretty good, and we'll take it. We're running 1 Merfolk Mistbinder. So that's a 1/1 for 2, but it cannot be blocked. And anytime a Merfolk enters the battlefield, it gets +1/+1 until end of the turn. And the Silvergill Adept is just a 2-drop 2/1. If we control a Merfolk, then it's only going to cost us 2, and we get to draw a card. Otherwise, if we don't control a Merfolk, it's going to cost us 3 more. In the 1 mana slot, we have 2 Jade Bearer, which is a 1 green. It enters the battlefield, and we get a 1/1 counter on any of our Merfolk other than Jade Bearer. And Kamena's Speaker is a 1/of, and it is another 1-drop. It's a 1/1. If we control a forest or an island, then it gets +1/+1. Onto the 3-drop creatures, we're running 3 Jungleborn Pioneer. Now, this card, when it enters the battlefield, will create a 1/1 hexproof Merfolk. And that's actually where we're going to try and get some value, because a lot of the spells that we have are going to give our guys +2/+2 in flying, +1/+1 in trample, things of that nature. So we're going to try and load up counters and all kinds of enchantments on it and make it basically untouchable. And that's how we're going to try and win the game. We have 1/of Shapers of Nature. It's a 1 colorless, 1 green, 1 blue, and it's a 3/3. We can pay, I believe it's 4, and put a 1/1 counter on any one of our Merfolk, which is very important. Vine Shaper Mystic is a 3/of, and that's a 1/3 for 3, that when it enters the battlefield, you put 1 counter on target Merfolk, and then another counter on another target Merfolk. And we have 2 Water Trap Weaver, simple 2/2 for 3. When it enters the battlefield, we can tap any creature on our opponent's side. And lastly, in our 4-drop, we're running Forerunner of the Heralds. It's pretty much just a tutor for Merfolk. It's a 2/3 body. The bonus being that whenever a Merfolk enters the battlefield, you're going to get a 1/1 counter on Forerunner of the Heralds. You may see a pattern. We're running 2 Jade Guardian as well. It is a hexproof 2/2 for 4. When it comes in, you can put a 1/1 counter on any of your Merfolk. We're also running a Tempest Caller. It is a 4-drop, 2 blue, 2 colorless that taps all of the creatures on the opponent's side of the field. So that's something we're really looking for to end the game. If we have a lot of our 1/1s out, a couple big creatures, and we're looking for that last piece of damage, we'll try and use Forerunner to go look it out and then end the game. And lastly, if we run into a whole lot of trouble, we're going to use Waker of the Wilds. This is a fun card. It's a 3/3 for 4, but you can pay 2 green and X at any time and put X counters on your land, and that'll become a XX creature, which is also still a land. So let's go into the spells really quick. One of the problems with this deck is it's very susceptible to bigger creatures with bigger attack, and it's also susceptible to removal. So I'm running 2 Dive Down, which will give our creatures +0/+3 and give them hexproof until end of turn. Here we have a couple of our win cons. We have 2 Cartouche of Knowledge, which will give our creatures +1/+1 in flying, but it also draws us a card. We're running 1 with the Wind, and that is going to give us +2/+2 in flying on a creature. And then we're running our combat trick, 3 of River Herald's Boon. It's a 2-drop instant that we can put a 1/1 counter on up to 2 of our creatures, because they're all merfolk, so that'll be a big plus as well. And lastly, we're running 2 really cool pieces of tech. We're running a Hadana's Climb, which is a 3-drop, 1 colorless, 1 blue, and 1 green. And at the beginning of combat on our turn, then we are going to be able to put a 1/1 counter on any one of our creatures. When we do, if we have 3 on that creature, then it's going to flip, and we can tap it, and paying, I believe, 3 to give our creature +X and flying, where X is its power. And lastly, we have the Deep Root Waters, which whenever we cast a merfolk, we get a 1/1 hexproof creature. So as you can see, the deck's pretty self-explanatory. We're going to try and put a bunch of counters on our guys, and we're going to try and push forward and get through by the air and by tapping everybody down. So, without further ado, let's try and see how we do. So hopefully we can get 3 wins tonight, and that'll get us a pack. And we're really looking to broaden our horizons, as it were, to try and get some of these extra packs. If you were watching earlier, blue-black is like the bane of our existence, and this is a really bad matchup for us as well. So we really got to watch out for the value that they're going to get from their creatures. So this is a pretty good start. Merfolk Branchwalker makes it playable. Hopefully we can draw into something. We really do need a 4th land, but I think we're going to be just fine. 2-drop Merfolk Branchwalker into a Deep Root Waters. So let's play it, see how it works out. Ideally we would have wanted to see 2 2-drops and a 1-drop, but that's pretty greedy. Also don't have any of our win cons, unfortunately. Any 1/1/1 counters. But we'll keep them off edge for now. We'll just play an island and let them think that we're running some kind of a blue-black control deck. Oh, there we go. Draw into a River Herald's Boon. And straight into a Merfolk Branchwalker. Land would be nice. Huh. Well, we'll keep that on top. Getting the cool tech right off the hop to see how it works out. Now we're actually against, I'm going to assume, unless he drops some other color. Mono red is another color that we see a lot. Yeah. Yeah, so he's probably holding up a lightning strike, I would imagine. So I'm kind of left with which one do I want to do. I think we'll drop Hadana's Climb instead of the Deep Root Waters. It may be a mistake, but I want to see if I can get a counter on this guy. There we go. See, this is what the deck's got to watch out for, is it's really susceptible to stuff like that. The better play might have been River Herald's Boon instead, but now I'm not even going to give him the option to burn me out. We'll use our hexproof creature. We'll drop a counter on him. And we'll put another counter on him. Just like that, a 4/4 hexproof. Wow. That's pretty sad. Alright, we'll take it. We will take it. Hey, an uncommon. See, like I was saying before, the cards don't always have to be common like it says. You do run into a lot of uncommon cards. A couple rares. Mostly commons, but still you get the extra little boost, so we'll take it. And we're one closer to the pack. So, let's run it through again. One of the other issues that I'm finding, at least with the beta, is people quit pretty quickly. You're not going to get to the end of end of a game, more often than not, people will quit around turn 4 or 5 if they don't get what they want. Really hard to judge how your deck is doing that way, but it's just the way people play, so we will continue to go through. Oh, questionable. I do like the 1 into a 2-drop, but we really want to play Jade Bear on like a turn 3 alongside another Merfolk Branchwalker. Yeah, I think I might keep it though. I do go first. I'm not going to play the Jade Bear off the hop though. I'm going to wait till we can get some value off of it. And we'll just go straight to end of the turn. I'm excited to see how draft is going to be on this. Especially with the amount of people that quit. I can see them quitting during a draft and really messing up the decks. I'd like to see how the CPUs draft. Alright, so it looks like we do have some form of an aggro deck. I haven't seen Fanatical Firebrand. The only decks you see that in is in your red-black pirates and your mono-reds, so could be either of them. I would much rather see the pirates, I think, than mono-red. And we'll draw a land. Nothing wrong with that. That's the beautiful thing about it, is you never miss with the Branchwalker. You're either getting a 3-2 for 2 or you're getting 2-1 to draw. And in this case, I have no problem trading with it, so we'll trade. Will we though? Let me double think that. Yeah, I think we will trade, because I think the route that I'm going to take is with the Deep Root Waters. Oh, that is also a good card. So now it's just how do I play it? I think the right call is Deep Root Elite into the Jade Bear. I just really would rather put counters on hexproof creatures. Because I don't have another blue, it's going to make it really difficult to protect my guys right now. So I get to put a 1/1 counter on each creature, or on one creature if I so choose. And I think I'm going to go with... I'm pretty sure he's going to Lightning Strike my Deep Root Elite, and I don't want to be left with a 1/1, so... Let's go there. And there. If he gives me the option to trade here, I'm not gonna, so. Oh, well, on Crop Crasher then. He's discarding land, so he doesn't have much gas in him. No, I'm not going to block. I'm going to hold that up. Alright. So we've got some action here, and we're going to start off like this. We're going to start pumping out Merfolk for every Merfolk we put out, so... Do I want to go racing? Probably not. Don't know what he's got in his hand, so we'll just end turn. I would like to pump out some more damage early. But these mono red, they can just drop 2 creatures, make something unblockable, and end a game really quickly. That's another thing that really is unfortunate about their beta. They're allowing these banned cards like Rampaging Ferocidon and Ramanap Ruins. I would assume when the actual comes out, which will be, I would assume, sometime after the Dominaria block, that will be fixed, but... Alright. Really would like to come into some more blue mana. This is going to be a problem. So I think we might just keep him tapped. And I think that's the route we're going to take with it. the Jade Bear. And let's pump up the Merfolk as well. And we're going to keep you tapped. That Ferocidon is going to be a big problem for us. And I don't intend to block with this guy, so we'll get him in there attacking. I would really like a trade with this Ferocidon, but yeah, I didn't think so. Woof. 5/4 haste indestructible. That's unfortunate. I'll definitely trade off with this Battlefield Scavenger. And I'm probably going to have to chump block the Hazoret now. Because next turn he's going to make something indestructible. Or something not be able to block. So he's giving me options. I don't like trading off my Deeper Elite, but we might be in survival mode at this point. Well, I think we gotta take out the Ferocidon because that's just gonna burn us out anyways. And then we'll let the rest go through. Not my ideal line, but don't really know what I'm going for to get us out of this at this point. Well, that'll help. Really would have liked some more blue mana to keep my guys protected, but at least we're not going to take any more burn from the Ferocidon. So let's drop this bad boy. And we'll put a 1/1 on... I think we want to make something big enough to survive a Hazoret hit. I think that's what we're going to try and do. We'll see what we can get this Jade Bear up to snuff here. So we're just going to buy some time. Yeah, we're just going to pump the Jade Bear. Keep Hazoret tapped another turn. And we're going to swing out. I mean, it's a good attack. It's a good attack step, so... If he's got no creatures left, we might have actually pulled this out here. Oh, but he does have enough mana to burn us out with Hazoret. And that's too bad. See, if he didn't have the Rampaging Ferocidon, I think we would have been fine. And that's a problem because it's a banned card, so Merfolk is not going to stand up to it. And during the bannings, that was one of the reasons that they did it, is it was just the better play. Is if we're going to have more decks in the format, then we need to have these cards banned. But let's run it back again. Alright. I'd like to know what the other Magic players out there think about this. Are we, what do you guys think? Do you think that during the betas they should just put everything that's in circulation out, or should they keep the ban cards out? I mean, I know the beta is just to make sure that the gameplay is alright, but I would really like to actually play a competitive game when I don't have to worry about ban cards. Now, if I was playing Rampaging Ferocidon, it'd be fine. It'd be alright. I just haven't pulled one yet. I'll probably play it when I get it. Now, this is a good hand. This is exactly what we're looking for. Got a nice little bit of tech here, too, with this land. Can give a creature +3/+3. So, yeah, we're going to keep it. This will be an interesting matchup. I've played on the vampire side of the house, and it surely can get out of hand. It really depends on if they're if their vampire lifelink really comes into play. Because they can put out just as many tokens as we can. Far more effective tokens. A little bit of lifelink. Oh, that's ugly. We don't like that. We do like that. So we're going to start off really slow, but we are going to catch some serious fire. I would like to play the elite, but I need to slow them down, so. Vine Shaper Mystics. We got everything else we need. 2 Vine Shaper Mystics will buff up our creatures. No, we'll keep you on top. I think that's fair. This will be good for the late game. I don't want to let 4 more damage through, but if I can get another counter on my guys. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, that makes you think, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't think I'll be taking 6. That's getting a little too crazy. Maybe I'll take 6 next round. My God. We got a strong draw. Our opponent's like, yeah, so do I, buddy. So let's play that. So let's mitigate some of that damage. Let's try and slow him down a little bit. Because he's got one of those explosive starts for vampires, but if he doesn't get through early, we should have no problem overtaking him. We're just going to tap you down. I think I'm getting messages from you guys. I can't quite reach my phone right now, but I'm going to take a look at it in just a second here. Paladin of Atonement. Yeah, I'm definitely going to block before these things start getting get flying, so. Let's play the 3/3, or no, let's play the 2/4 and really de-incentivize, can't speak. Try and make it so that they can't attack us. Is the general gist of what I'm trying to get across here. De-incentivize. There we go. Wish it would let you choose the same one twice, but a 2/4 should be enough. Apparently not. Oh, glitchy, glitchy, glitchy. Alright. So now we're going to get some big guys out here. We're going to keep on pushing and slow him right down. Now, I would assume this guy's plan is now to get the city's blessing so that both of his guys, or sorry, one of those guys gets flying and put us on a clock, but soon enough we're going to have our oon flyer here with Cartouche of Knowledge, which would be nice. I'd prefer to put it on something with hexproof, but oh, the value train is coming. Alright, so flyer's up, 4/3. I'd assume he's just going to attack with 1. So Vanquisher's Banner is a bit of an issue, but not huge. We can definitely find ways around it. And we're going to start getting some value of our own. Wish I had another blue mana, but we'll play what we have. And we'll Silvergill Adept. I'll reveal Merfolk. Show them the shapers of nature. I don't think I can race him yet. I really need that blue mana to get us really going, but once I get the blue mana, I can put the Cartouche of Knowledge on one of our guys and stop dead his Sky Marcher, but until then, we're going to be taking 4, so. Looking for that blue mana. Not going to get it. Alright, so now we're in a racing situation. And not one that we like. But we do have a few counters here. A couple of extra guys. Alright, let's make this guy bigger. And let's make... Make him bigger still. Let's see if I can get lethal. I mean, if he lets this through, that's 7. And then it'd be 7 again. 10, 12, 13. So yeah. Assuming he doesn't hit us for lethal, we could hit him for lethal next turn. Oh, no, we can't because we don't have that blue mana. And he's just racing us into the ground with that flyer. He's debating whether he wants to swing into me. I mean, I would in his case. I'm going to take a lot of hits. Very few profitable attacks. Or blocks on my part. He decided against it. Oh, that's too little too late. Yeah, I don't see a way out now that he's got Flying Vigilance. Yeah, without that blue mana, it just put us out, so we will give him the GGs. One and 2 so far. Alright, we're going to take just a quick 2-minute break here. I'm going to grab my phone, and then we will be right back with the podcast, or with the live stream. Meantime, I'm just going to put up the deck list that I'm using here so you guys can take a quick view at it. Oh, no, yeah. And you can take a look at the basic gist of what's going on. This is one of those ones I wish I would have saved my uncommon wildcards for. This is, if I had a 3 of in this deck, I'd probably have to drop, I'd either drop a River's Herald's Boon and a Deep Root Waters, or I might even be tempted to drop some of the Jungleborn Pioneer, even though the hexproof creatures are kind of our win con, but nonetheless, it's kind of a jank build without having your 4-ofs in it like you're supposed to. But, I mean, overall it's fun to play, so we're going to play a few more games, and we're going to see how it goes. So I will be right back, and I'll actually leave you on one of our win cons, because I don't think I explained it properly. But Hadana's Climb, let you read that, and I will be right back. for the unprofessional leaving the desk. Let's give a shout out to Shannon Knight. She is way out there right now in Mexico watching us live stream. This deck is actually kind of built around her. Pardon me, I still got this all living here. Hold on. Kind of built off of her build, so. Little hey, how you doing, baby? Miss you. Miss PepperGrinder, as it were. So let's get back into it. I'm kind of thinking one of the issues we're running into is land. So right now I'm running 24 land. Our most expensive creature is 4, so I'm having a hard time believing that 24 is too few. I might increase the islands, though. I think that's where we're at. If you look at the spread of the creatures, yeah, I think I read it wrong initially. I mean, it's hard because 22 of our cards are green-based. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to drop a Haship Oasis. It's really good tech just to have that land that can help you out, but I think in this case, let's move on. Let's see if we can't get another basic island in here. And I might drop a 4... I'm not going to drop the Unclaimed Territories. We're too creature heavy for that. But I will drop a forest. And I will put in a tap land. I originally wanted to. I really was thinking about it, but the issue is if we really need an untapped land, especially in this deck, as you can see, like it's really feast or famine, then we could run into some issues. But let's see, let's run it. I mean, what's the worst is going to happen? Really want this extra pack. I'd love to open one up to show you guys. I think that's kind of the goal. Alright. And off we go. And yes, we are actually playing against actual people. This is not AI. So, I got you guys up here. What's going on, Scotty Doo? Oh, see, oh, man. You're killing me with these draws, man. If I could just have one more land, this would be perfect. He goes first. Oh, I'm so greedy. Oh, I'm so greedy. Oh, Merfolk v. Merfolk. Alright, well, we got another land. You know, let's tell the guy, hey, Merfolk. See, that Mist-Cloaked Herald is really good against us because we have no way of stopping it. So that's going to be a problem. If you guys noticed there is a beta sign-up. This would probably be your best chance at doing it, so I would jump on the bandwagon while it's still hot. It's a lot of fun. I really gotta say, it's if you're not close to an LGS, I think this is probably your best option. I've played MTGO, and it's really just not that great. It's definitely, I would say, obviously more fleshed out when it comes to the game, the players, but other than that, it's just the interface is garbage. It's ugly, it's fickle, and it does take some getting used to. Oh yeah, this guy's just going off now. See, his Merfolk deck is doing what mine is supposed to do. It's so frustrating. So he's got 2 unblockable creatures now. That's going to cause us issues. I do not feel like racing this person. Or do I? You know what? I kind of do. You don't need your DCI number to actually sign up for this. That was one thing that I was worried about too, but no, just put in your email and forget the DCI. Alright, so we're going to try and fill out the board here. Man, I love the sound effects. I feel like there should be a different call for Merfolk than Vamps, but hey, you know, this is flavor. Oh man, oh, this is getting ugly. Yeah, that Mistcloak Herald is putting in work. Oh my. Yes, sir. See, these guys, I really flirted with the idea of it, and while it's good against us, any kind of removal deck, and he's dead. Oh, we are getting stomped upon. Alright. Well, we don't want to die next turn. That would seem bad. Oh, land, this is fine. Last game couldn't get land to save my life. This time, too much land. Alright. Who will get the +2, +2? I don't think it really matters in this case. I'll just give it to the Pioneer. I mean, the right play was probably giving it to the Hexproof Merfolk, but, you know. What can you do? No, I don't think we'll attack into our death, but that's fine. Yes, yes, Scott. You had your DCI card number back when they chiseled it onto rock. Back in the day, we used to have tattoos of a DCI number to play Magic. And that's the game right there, guys. Woof. Starting to miss my vampire deck. Yeah, you know what, we're going to give it another run through before I switch over. This is rugged. I definitely didn't expect us to be doing this poorly with the deck. Oh, I apologize that my vernacular was inaccurate. If you're in the chat right now, I'm getting the sass. So much sass. Alright. Give us a fast start. Alright, that's quite acceptable. I'll take this. This is fine. This is fine. Hey, look at that. 2 of each color. We're able to play everything. Excellent news. Alright. Alright, 2 blues. Let's see if we're going to get countered here. No counters. Wish I could make a room where no blue counters were allowed. Pardon. Cycling already. And a land, no doubt. Oh, you will be staying up top. Absolutely. Amazing. So we might actually curve out really well here, and I would like to say that it doesn't get countered. Alright, so let's go into a Vine Shaper Mystic, and if nothing too bad happens, then we can probably swing in next turn, drop a River Herald Spoon, let's see if this drops before we get ahead of ourselves. Come on, let it go. You don't want to counter it. Do you? Really? Really? Do you, though? I love how it asks you if you want to pay 3 when you're tapped out. Things to fix, wizards. If I don't have mana, don't ask me if I want to pay mana. This seems like a problem. Oh, good. At least they're losing one of their other counter spells. See, the one good thing about casting a lot of spells against a counter deck is you're forcing them to... Oh, what is this madness? We have a fresh hell. I'm not familiar with this. Huh. Red blue. What are you doing, good sir? What have you wrought? You know what? I am going to bite, actually. I'm going to make... See, if he bounces it back to my hand, this is really going to suck. I really want to drop this, give it +1/+1 in flying, draw a card. Then if he tries to burn me out, drop these, or this, get 2 more counters on him, and just make him an absolute belligerent creature. Oh, I'm so tempted. Yeah, let's do it. I don't know how many other great plays I have, so let's try it. Using your mana is always better than not using your mana. I'm assuming he's going to try and shock it or something. Yeah, that's not a thing. I think no, sir. See, that's what I figured was going to happen. He was going to try and burn it out, but... You say nice, but I feel like you just have another burn spell on top of a burn spell. For you guys that don't understand, you can actually click on your Minotaur, in his case, Watley, and... Oh, look at this! There is a god! Yeah, we're going to take that. 1 away from opening a pack. Let's see this reward. Oh, the thing that won me the game. Clever girl. But again, I just really wish that they didn't quit too early. Like, that's the problem, man. Is that when I'm finally on a bit of a line, or, you know, I'm trying to feel out how the deck works in certain situations, that's when people end up quitting, is if you get a little bit ahead. Like, they're just... And I feel like that's just bad form. Unless you're down to 2 life and you know you're going to die and you have no play. Like, I can see conceding, but try and play it out as much as you can. I'm pretty excited for the next set, Dominaria. There's a lot of legendaries coming out. All my commander friends are definitely stoked about it. I'm starting to jump on the bandwagon, slowly but surely. Alright, here. Man, you'd swear we have 4 Merfolk Branchwalker in the deck or something. Oh, wait, we do. Again, just not getting the... I think there's probably a power level issue that's in the deck. I definitely need to start investing in more Ixalan packs to get the Merfolk that I'm missing. And then Kamena would also be a really nice addition if I could pick up some Rivals packs. Alright, well, we're going to start off as we usually do. Drop a Merfolk Branchwalker, see what we explore. Not gonna lie, I've been kind of waiting for somebody to drop a Planeswalker so I could talk like Christopher Walken, but you know. For those of you that understand why, ha ha ha, you'll figure out very quickly that I like to talk like other people. Alright, so we're looking like we're up against another blue-black control deck. We had a nice break. Ho ho! Ho 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 ho! So, if you're not familiar with Tetsamok, he's pretty much telling me, hey, anything you put out is now going to get a prey counter, and when Tetsamok comes out, I'm destroying all of them. And that is unfortunate. Huh. Alright, well, we'll just keep drawing cards then. We will reveal a Merfolk. I'll show him the Tempest Caller. See what we get on the draw here. There we go. We're definitely going to be pretty deep into his counter spells at this point too, though, so if he's running any. I mean, I'm not used to seeing Tetsamok. Oh yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm just going to keep on doing this. So he's giving me a clock. 2 Deep Root Elite. Well, that will shorten his clock. So yeah, we're pretty much in a race to either beat Tetsamok or don't. Wow, see, this is what I mean. It's so frustrating just trying to get through. But on the bright side, hey, it's time to claim a pack, boys and girls. Let's see what we get here. That's a basic common. Alright, it's pack cracking time, guys. Let's go in here and see what we got going on. How sick would it be right now if we pulled a Kamena? I've been sitting here asking for a Kamena. I am dying for this. Come on now. Treat me right, girl. Show me good stuff. Alright, see, and this is another issue that I don't like, is we already have 4 Stampeding Horncrest. So I feel like if you were going to give a wild card out, that would be the time to do so. Or if you could trade it in. So the pack itself, not horrible. Dust Legion Zealot fits right into my Vamp deck. Moment of Triumph, Martyr of Dusk, all very good. Frilled Death Spitter, okay, kind of draft fodder. Daring Buccaneer is actually playable if you're playing the Pirate deck. That's something else I think I'm going to build at some point. They do give you some pretty good pirates, so I'm going to try that out. And for the big gun. Oh, disappointing. A Path of Discovery. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, it explores. I would assume in the Explore deck it would be good, but it's just, without creatures, it's got no value, so I try and stay away from that. It's not very good. No, sir. Yes, excess commons that I can't trade in for 5 cents. I would much prefer the 5 cents or 5 gold. They should do that. If you have like 1,000 commons, give you like a pack, just like the real stores do. All right, so I almost feel like we should go for that red-white deck. I'm having fun. I really want to see what this deck can do against people that don't quit if I'm doing halfway decent. So many excess commons. So stressing. I think this is where people will actually fall off of the game is in the packs. If you don't get something, you know, halfway decent and you've opened like 5 or 6 packs, it's really hard for you to keep going. Oh! Well, this just looks like fun. Yes, please. Again, 2 land. So many good creatures, but 2 land. So many counters. The possibilities are endless here. Oh, see, he's got a mana up. And I know if I play Deep-Root Elite, he's just going to Magma Spray it. Magma Spray it. You know what? Here, Magma Spray this. What's sad is if it's a win con, we kind of have to mill it. Oh, good, it's a land. Look at that. Everything's coming up Millhouse. And he left it alone, so I probably was safe to play Deep-Root Elite. Ooh, red-green dinos or red-green creatures? Dinos it is. Alright, so in the case we're in right now, I'm leaning towards Vineshaper Mystic. But I kind of want to attack him to see what he does first. I know the Dino deck relatively well. And I'm assuming next turn he lays a Dino and it'll turn into a 3-3. That's what Drover of the Mighty is. So I think I'm going to swing in and see if he takes the trade. If he doesn't, I'm going to drop a Deep-Root Elite to kind of keep him off his game. And that's what he does. He lets it go through. So we're going to Deep-Root Elite here. We'll leave up the blue, showing that trying to represent a dive down. I'd assume if he's got a burn spell, he's got to use it. I mean, he wants to make his 1-1 a 3-3, and he can make a 4-drop right now, which would also be very good for him. If he doesn't, though, we're going to get 3 counters. He just doesn't realize that yet. Okay. I think I might sacrifice my Deep-Root Elite here. With a River's Herald Boon, I think I'm going to drop a Deep-Root Elite here. Oh, I could... so many things we can do. It's a really tough call. I mean, I assume the correct play is Vineshaper Mystic into 3 counters. This guy, whenever he swings, he's going to be dealing 1 damage to any target, so... I really want to make him pay, though. If I drop Deep-Root Elite, I got to put the counter on one of them, and he's going to burn it out. So I think the Vineshaper Mystic is the right call in this scenario. So I'll put a one on Merfolk Branchwalker. Now that's out of range. I'll choose Deep-Root Elite and Vineshaper Mystic. So now all my creatures are out of range of his 4/4's ability. I really don't want to see a Savage Stomp. That would probably be the worst card. I immediately regret it. That is the worst card I could see. A Glorybringer. So he's going to burn out one of my creatures with the Glorybringer. I'll assume it's going to be maybe Vineshaper Mystic so that it stays within range. I would prefer it to be Vineshaper Mystic. Excellent. So we're going to choose no blockers here. We're going to take 8. And now we're in business. So prepare for all of the counters. So we're going to drop a Deep-Root Elite to start. We'll drop 1 on the Merfolk Branchwalker. Then I'm going to drop Jungleborn Pioneers. And we're going to get 4 1/1 counters for this. Alright. So I think in this case, this guy's not going to untap for another turn, and I can definitely deal with that by then. Right now it's about how much damage can I deal to you. I'm going to keep you out of the Regisaur's range. No, I'm going to keep the Merfolk Branchwalker out of his burn range as well. and then we're just going to go right at him. Now, next turn, we can actually go in for the kill. He's not aware yet, but... Is he going to Savage Stomp? Nope, Merfolk Branchwalker. Okay, so far we're looking good. We're one away. So he's going to swing in with his Regisaur for sure. Okay, that's fine. The Abrade is fine. So we went from way behind to more than likely have won. He can't burn me out. You're going to deal that to me. Deal 4. I'm not going to block. Alright. And I'm pretty sure that's game. I'll drop the Cartouche of Knowledge. That's fine still. Yeah. That's game right there. I'd imagine he'll quit once he sees it. That seems to be the way things go. We can win this so many ways, but I'll just drop this now. So drop a counter here, drop a counter here, and pay 2. And that, my friends, is 9 damage. All attack. And just like that, boys and girls, let's see what we get here. Alright, so another one. Alright, so when we started this video, I think we were at 20% of the vaults. And through 4 wins, 1 pack, and a bunch of commons and uncommons, we've done pretty well. Got up to 33%. So realistically speaking, if you play the game long enough, you can probably get, I don't know, a vault every 3 days or so. 4, more than likely. But I think that's going to be it for us, ladies and gentlemen. Can't thank you guys enough for showing up and giving your support to the channel. Don't forget, if you go to the comments section, you are going to be able to find a link to the beta. I highly suggest giving it a go. It's a lot of fun. And we will see you again shortly. If you have any requests for decks you'd like to see or any questions that you have about the beta itself, I would be happy to explain it to you all and just ask away. So once again, this has been PepperGrinder for Rolling for Loot, and we will see you next time.